yeah.
I thought you said you do the introduction.
Okay. So, guys, welcome. This is Do the Talk podcast. This is your real estate podcast where we explain, teach regular people just like us how to invest in real estate. My name is Hamed Lawal, and this is my co-host Ibrahim Ojanide. We are committed to bring you updated information when it comes to real estate investing. So when you are looking to invest in real estate, you have this platform to from zero to those savvy level that you want to become. Without further ado, Ibrahim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. This is another Friday. It's amazing that it's like last Friday went so fast. Maybe because of the Ramadan, and it's like we're back again. And I actually I feel good because of course it was kind of tough with the Ramadan, to be
Yeah.
honest. So today I feel more energetic and excited. So today we are looking at what is your why. That's the topic today. What is your why? It is a very big topic because whatever you're gonna do in this life, you should have a why. Without setting a goal is still why, by the way. So without having a why, it's like you just driving on the highway without no any direction and just keep going and before you know you run out of gas and keep going and keep going. And of course I hope that person doesn't get into a ditch or or in the ocean, because if you don't have any direction, at one point the road will turn to the left or right, and if you keep going, just keep going, you end up in a bad spot. So what is your why? I made already mention my name, so I don't need to say I'm Ibrahim, I'm the co-host, whatever. So we're just gonna go straight to the point today because we believe this is a very important topic, and we want to make sure everyone is, you know, getting the message. So if you want to do any business, any kind of business, you have to have your why. Now, why can be, aka is a goal, it's your objective, it's your like your final agenda. So from the beginning, when you want to start a business, you should have a why. There are various way of categorizing, or various um, itemize. There are various ways for you to itemize it. It can be, okay, my first why is I want to be financially independent. My second why is I want to have a lot of time. My third why can be I want to be able to take care of my children. My fourth why can be I want to, you know, be create generational wealth for my family. My fourth why, so on, on and on and on. Anybody can have different whys. Um, but what we, particularly myself, what I'm here to tell you today is that your why has to align with the kind of business you are trying to do. Majority of the time, the why for some people, it's not practical or it's not aligning with the kind of business that person is doing. I'll give you an example. So you want to start a business that, maybe you're gonna be selling, um, what let me say, cold, fish. You want to sell fish, and it has to be frozen and all that. And so, and when they ask you why, and your why is, okay, the reason why I'm selling this cold fish or I'm into this business is because I want to be warm at the end of the day, or I want to feel cozy and all that at the end of the day. When you're actually in a business where you are icing yourself or you get cold all the time. So that's just an example. Like, you have to make sure your why is aligning with what you do. You are running a restaurant, and you know, and you are the kind of person that cannot control what you eat, but you open a restaurant, and your why is you want to be fit, you want to be, you know, having this athletic shape, but you don't go to the gym, you don't do all that. It doesn't align with your why, because someone like you that wants to be fit, that wants to have athletic body, and you want to operate a business, and you have a why behind that business, you should have like a gym or a physical therapy business, um, or a kind of business that coaches people how to become, you know, athletic, or something that will make you do it. Because with that, you in that kind of business, you have the opportunity, it's easy for you to get into that why, which is, you know, get into shape, because that's your why. Okay, so my point here is that try to make sure your why aligns with your goal, your end goal. Okay, there are some situations where the why is broad, is general, which is like you want to be financial independent. You can be financial independent with any kind of business as long as you do it right. You can create generational wealth with any kind of business if you do it right. But one thing I want to caution everyone about is that do not let your why just be on all about money, because there are a lot of obstacles. There are a lot of unforeseen situation that would throw you or throw your business off the rail if your why is all about money. And this is serious because, you know, a lot of folks, everyone, we all, whatever business we're doing or whatever adventure we want to get into, we still have that in mind that we want to make money, sure. But don't let it be all about money, because it's you're gonna get to a dead end for sure. Those obstacles that comes your way, it's like the fun in business, or the the, the challenges that will put you in a better shape if you can maneuver. And what are the skills, or what are the things that will help you to maneuver easily, are still your why. Because if you have a why that, yes, I really want to help my community, I really want to provide positive impact in this, you know, community, I want to serve people, I want to, you know, just like do the talk, we want to pass this message, we want to be we want to we want everyone to be financially independent. We want people to be informed, and we want real estate investment to be seamless to people as much as possible. We want people to get into real estate investing because we know it's going to help them create generational wealth. So we've been we've been seeing a lot of obstacles. I'll tell you that. You know, obstacles like we have to, whatever we're doing, we have to run down here to talk to you guys every Friday. I remember when I traveled, you know, the different kind of situation. It's been preventing us to like, oh, maybe we're just gonna skip this week. But we did not, because we know consistency and being there for our people, just because we are dedicated to make sure everyone is informed and, you know, get the knowledge, the basic knowledge about real estate. And we know that would definitely make a positive impact in people's life. So we are dedicated on that. So back to my main point. Do not let your why be all about money. Money will always come, but it might stop if you only focus on money. Now, if you focus on other things like really providing services, really being there for people, really making positive impact, those people that you are providing those services to, they are observant. They know how to, they will definitely reward you. Of course, you're gonna find one or two people that would, you know, um, maybe maltreat you, or not showing that, you know, may not be grateful as you want them to be. However, the majority of people will reward you by bringing you more customer or more client. At the end of the day, you want to provide value to people. Okay, so I'll use this. We all talk about on this podcast. We talk about real estate, so I'll use real estate as that. If you want to be a real estate investor, you have to be able to provide value to people. You have to know that this business, it is not a get rich quick scheme. I know we always talk about this every day. It's not a get rich quick scheme. So your why has to be clearly defined that okay, I'm gonna make money in this business. However, it is a gradual but steady and reliable income, not huge boom, and bust income. No. So if you have that in mind and you know that the challenges that comes with it, like you have to take care of your tenants, you have to make sure everything is running right, the electricity bill, water bill, everything is taken care of. You have to, when you know all that, and the good news is you don't have to do it by yourself. Just know all these challenges and know that you have to be there for people because you have to provide this value. So in return, you get compensated. And when I mean compensation, I mean the money you want, that financial freedom, it will come back to you. But you have to, there's nothing like, something for nothing. You have to give out value so that you can get something back as a return. So what am I saying here? Your why has to be comprehensive. It has to be reasonable. It has to be practical. It has to be very dynamic. Not just, oh, I want money. I have to get into this business. Oh, I want money. I have to get into this venture. No, you realize not even too long. Like when you started, maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, if you're lucky, 4 or 5 years, you realize you will crash if all you think about is money in the kind of business you're about to, you're about to get into. It's gonna crash. So my advice today is let your why work with the kind of, I mean, aligns with the kind of business you are doing, and be consistent. Be Make sure you keep informing yourself, make sure you keep educating yourself, and be there for um, your tenants, your customer, your client. Show value, let people see it, people can observe and they can sense it. If you are able to do that, the money will come. Just make sure your why makes sense with what you're doing. Ahmed, Ahmed.
Yes, sir.
So when we say why, it's very tricky because um yeah, why you want to do business. Okay, what comes to mind most of the time, I'll be honest here, it's about I want to make money. That's what comes to mind, most people. Okay, now we're not saying that is bad. We are just saying that that shouldn't be the only reason why you want to do something, why you want to get into business, especially real estate. Of course, I know you guys, especially a good property manager like you've made it easy for us. I understand that. But at the same time, I still need to have a good why, because even though if I give my property to you, I still have to make sure, be there, be involved. I don't really have to come over, fix anything because you take care of all that. And that's clear. But the why of me constantly seeking for deals, constantly learning, constantly, finding a way to buy more properties because you are managing it right. I'm getting cash flow. At the same time, I need to see how I can make more money, buy more properties. Okay, so all that alone, it's not easy. You have to be dedicated. You have to be consistent. You have to really work with people that know how to get things done. So my question here is that how can people get themselves out of, like, just out of focusing on just the money, but really focusing on the other aspect that will make that money come forever, like everlasting, that will make that wealth be everlasting.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ibrahim. See, you've really nailed it on the head.
To be able to be successful in any business, forget about real estate now. Any business, you need a big why, not just big, like big why. Why do I say that? You already said that. I'm just reiterating it. But why do I mention that? Is there's no easy path to success. There's no easy path to success. So if you really want to make it, just like you hope for, you dream for, then you will face challenges, right? So that is it's like it's certain, just like death. Death is certain for everybody. We are going to die one day, right? So that also
Sure.
is certain. You will meet, even if you have all the riches in the whole world, you will still face challenges. So this is where your why comes in. You mentioned something. I'm going to answer your question, but I want to kind of reiterate this so that people can get it. You mentioned something earlier, and people might not pay attention to it, so I want to re-mention it. So a lot of time, if you have your why, which is your destination, what you actually want to achieve, the journey is easy. The road gets smoother, even though it's rough. You are facing challenges, but just because you have that reason why you are doing that, what you are doing, then everything become easy, right? So I'm gonna say this. You want to make money in life, you either sell a product or you provide a service. It's either or. It's either of those two. Now, you cannot do any of those two without you putting people before you, like providing value for people. You can't, because if you are very greedy, you are focused on the money, you're going to miss the part of people, what they actually desire in your product or your service. And when you miss that, the money will stop coming. So you go back to ground zero. So to easily stay focused, you need to actually mean it in your mind to help others. So I'm going to give a good example. Hopefully, Damola is still on this show. So me and Damola we are having some kind of exchange recently, where I have some lists that I just give to him to run. And he called me up one day and like, hey, bro, I have someone that want to manage their property. They are out of town, blah, blah, blah. Can you help them? He connects me with this guy. I sent my contract out yesterday. Hopefully I get it back today, or I think it's because of the weekend. Hopefully I get it back by Monday. Why do I mention that? You need to provide value first before you expect anything in return. It might not even in this case, it happens to be Damola knows the favor where I'm doing, and he reciprocates by providing, me something that I know how to work on myself. You see how that works. In most cases, it might not be the exact person that you help, or the person might just refer you to someone else, but you need to find a way of providing value to people before you expect anything. In fact, don't expect anything. But the universe have a way of rewarding you for the services that you put in. So going back to the topic of you need a big why. See, everybody wants money, obviously. But before you get money, that is where selling and providing services come in. You need to solve a problem. The problem that I'm solving right now in real estate, I'm an investor, but the problem I'm solving right now is Ibrahim don't want to manage his property. D don't want to manage his property. Donald don't want to manage his property. I find joy doing it. I don't mind doing it. Not everybody wants to do the same thing. That is the joy of investing. When you are investing, that opens your eye into so many other ground that nobody wants to do, and you enjoy doing it. That is where your money comes, right? So money will come. I'm not saying don't think about it. Of course, you pay your bills, right? But don't put it as the highest priority, because you are going to miss on the biggest deal that can fetch you money. Because what will fetch you most money is solving a problem, solving someone else's problem. That is what will fetch you all the money. So why do people don't, okay, I have a dream, I want to do this. Why do people deviate from that dream? Uh, this I didn't prepare this, but in my opinion, it's the environment. A lot of time, it's their environment. Uh, when you if you want to run 100 miles in the next marathon, your city marathon, or you want to run 20 miles, and you are rolling with people that sit on their butts the entire day, will you be able to complete that marathon? No. But if you want to run 20 miles in the next marathon, and you are rolling with people that do mountain climbing, uh do all these, runnings, all this physical exercise and all that, will you be able to do it? Yes. It might not be you might not be the fastest person, but will you be able to complete it? Yes. Because why? The people you roll with have the same mission, have the same goals. They are in the same direction as you. They keep you in check. When you are slacking, they drag you up. When they are slacking, you drag them up, and things like that. Community make us whole. That is just the basic part behind it. Community make us whole. You are doing what I like. I'm doing what you like. We be both encouraging each other. But if you are if an ego and you roll with N, guess what? You're gonna be walking on the ground. You will never even ever get close to achieving the potential of flying high in the sky. So if you really want to achieve what you want, the very first thing that we advise is go and look for who is doing exactly what you want to do, and get close to them, make them their friend. If they are like very, very high and you can't reach them, social media is a place that brings everybody together. Just keep following them. Unfollow everybody else. Just follow those people that actually are doing what you want. Just follow those people, because whatever they are posting, you will be seeing it first, and now you know what they are doing to achieve what they achieved. So now you can be reciprocating the same thing. So the very big one for me is community. You need a community regardless. Hey, there's a reason why every real estate agent needs a broker to join before they can set up their own brokerage, right? Because you need someone to actually show you the rope. If that process is not there, some will be very successful and the other one will be unsuccessful at all. So there will be a huge gap. Even though they have the potential to be best real estate agents, they will never be able to meet up with those high level people, because there's no training, there's no in between for them to meet, right? So in my opinion, the very first thing is keep up with the people that are doing what you want to do, or that are on the same journey as you. It doesn't have to be someone that have done it, someone that is aspiring to do it as well. Those guys, they have the same energy as you, they have the same, hopefully they have the same fire as you, but that will make it easy for everyone to achieve their goals. The second one for me is, if you have a partner, a boyfriend, a wife, spouse, whatever it is, get them on board. See, if you are doing A and they are doing Z, you will never ever achieve anything. It will be like you are filling a basket with water. Shit, you're going to stay there forever. You're not going to be able to move, because this basket is not going to get filled up. So when you are filling it up top, they will be releasing the water at the bottom. So before you know it, the water is gone. So get your partner, your significant other on board. Let them see the picture. A lot of time, the mistake we do is we assume that, okay, they should know that what I'm doing is for us. No, you need to clearly communicate, this year we need 2 investment property added to our portfolio. Why do we need it? That's probably going to be their question. Why do we need it? Why not going vacation in Miami Beach, Palm Beach, Las Vegas, and all that? You need to clearly communicate, this is why. If we buy 2 investment property with the same money, we're going to go squander in those luxurious locations, then we can be getting this much money in return every month, and then we can go and spend it where we want. in the future, right? So clearly describe what is in your head. A lot of time, I too make this mistake a lot of time because I have it in my head. I know exactly what I want to do, so I assume everybody around me knows already. It doesn't work that way. You need to like spoon feed everybody around you. Let them know what is inside your head because nobody is a fortune teller. They don't know what you are thinking. So that will be the second uh reason why a lot of people don't get to their dream, don't get their dream realized because the people around them don't know. Even if they are told those people, maybe they will be gingering them. Maybe they will be like, "Oh, keep going. We are almost there." Stuff like that. Keep the energy up, recharging your energy, and they are not giving you bad vibe. But if you don't let them know, they don't know. Nobody know what is in your head. So that is there. Also, you need to fall in love with solving problem. There's no way, absolutely no way you can make money without solving people's problem. Real estate agent is solving a particular problem. Property manager, they are solving a particular problem. Wholesalers are solving a particular problem. Fixing and flippers, those guys are solving a particular problem. Think about it. Your laundry, what's it called? The laundromat, they are solving a particular problem. Walmart is solving a particular problem. Amazon is solving a particular problem. So it's really written in front of us like in a bold letter, but nobody seems to read between those lines. There's no way to make money without solving a problem. You need to find a problem. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. That is not what I'm saying. You don't need to start a new problem. You don't need to create a new problem. That is not it. There are existing problems that still need a solution, or there are existing solution that you need to streamline the process that will attract people. Because guess what? The same app that Amazon has in 2015, it's not this, it might be the same app on your phone, but take a look. If you roll back to 2015, you will see that the huge gap. They keep updating it, streamlining it, making sure it's easy to use for people. So even if that is what you need to do, streamline other people's process, do it. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it makes the world a better place, and in return, you achieve your goals of wanting to have free time with your family, wanting to go on vacation, wanting to never hear about money and start panicking again. That is the biggest fear I have in life. I don't want to hear about money or expenses and started panicking. How am I going to get this money? I never want to go there. And when I think about it, that keeps me going. Like, no, I don't want to think, okay, I have to wait for the next 2 weeks to get my next paycheck before I can actually implement anything, before I can actually respond to emergencies that I have, before I can actually take care of my kids, my wife, my friends, be impactful in my community. No, I don't want that. So that keeps me awake at night. But instead of sitting around, she take the action, and that is where the result will comes from. So big part one, you really need to get your partner on board. Two, you need to find a solution to problems out there, or fine-tune the process that the solution that is out there already. Make them, streamline them, and make them easy for other people to be able to use. And thirdly, make sure that you find a community of people that are doing the same thing that you are doing, and make sure you join them, or you just follow them some ways, and make sure you are actively paying attention to what they are doing to achieve the results that they have. So Ibrahim, I just mentioned these three things. What are the other things that, in your opinion, kind of make people, or shake people off the path of achieving their goal, even though they have this reason, they have this why they are doing what they are doing? What do you think usually shake people off? their part?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a good question. I'm glad we are going to this. At first, I thought we're not gonna go into like what are the main reason that people get off track. Um, yeah, a lot of reasons. I will mention few. One is procrastination. You know, we all want to do something. Okay, I want to invest. I want to contact Ahmed about property that I'm trying to get. I need education, or I want to contact Ibrahim to learn about real estate. But instead of that person to take the phone right away, you are looking at Ahmed on the screen right now. Why don't you wait after the podcast? Make sure you stay throughout the podcast, learn how, see if you can get anything tonight. Then call Ahmed right away. Ahmed, I'm sorry, I know it's late, but I just have this burning desire to call you and, ask some questions. They will not do that. Oh, I'll call him tomorrow. Tomorrow will come again. Yeah, I'll call him. Or he or she may forget. And next week, the person remembers again, but I'll call him. Procrastination, people keep procrastinating just because the burning this desire is not there. Like, how like two people may be running a race or maybe doing the same investment, the same opportunity, the same situation, the same atmosphere, but one person will be so ahead of the other person just because you can see that energy is just burning. Like the person is so determined. The other person is doing it too, but he or she is taking his or her time. And what's going to happen is, before you know it, that person will be left behind just because the person is slow in doing it. By the way, that person is better than the person that doesn't even take any action.
100%.
However, to be successful, you don't look at it like that. You cannot look at it like, well, at least I have one. I'm better than people that don't have. No, don't look at it like that. If you really, really want to be great, your one has to look like nothing. Like, okay, this is not to say you shouldn't be grateful. Some people mix it up. They'll tell you, oh, we have to be grateful. Yes, you are grateful, but you just determined to have more. And not in a bad way, maybe you have to scam or rob. No, that's not the point. The point is that the energy that you use to you use to acquire the first one, keep that energy burning, keep it going so you can go as far. And while you are getting it, you are still being faithful. You are still appreciating God. You are still appreciating the people around you because you cannot do it all alone. You have to give value back to people so you can get, in fact, those people are going to help you to get the next one and the next one and the next one. So if we can take out procrastination, like we find a way to deal with it, to some extent, a lot of, I will almost say everybody procrastinate, but to different degrees. Like some people, their procrastination is so critical, like it's so bad that it has already dragged them down, like slow them down. But there are some people, they procrastinate, but you realize it and you quickly, make a move and say, oh, shoot, I should have done this. But so we need to caution, because it's easy for us to stay in a comfort zone. But easy because me calling Ahmed, first of all, I don't want Ahmed to feel like, oh, so this is my first property. I don't even have any investment property. Or I don't want Ahmed to, this, it kind of work with criticism, like fear of criticism. You don't want them to criticize you. So I don't want Ahmed to feel like, oh, so this is the second one, because I want to portray myself that I already have 10 or 20. No,
Yep.
you don't have to worry about that, because, excuse me, because the same Ahmed you don't want him to know is the one that is part of the people that might actually guide you to even become that 20 that you are hoping for, or the 20 that one of that, or maybe you're already anticipating. But you still have to take a step to get there, not by, being afraid or being fearful of any criticism. So criticism, procrastination, and pessimism. Like some people always think about the worst before even taking a step.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying don't think about it. I'm not saying don't be proactive. What I'm saying is that don't let that paralyze you. It's the same thing in investment that we call analysis paralysis. Because
Yep.
you are looking at the positive, the negative, and everything, but you let the negative overshadow the positive, and you let the negative be as you let the fear of the negativity takes over the positive out of it, the positive aspect of that investment or that venture or that services that you're trying to provide. There will always be a negative, situation or obstacle that will show up. But do you realize that the when you start that venture or that business or that services, wherever is cloudy at the beginning, because it will always be cloudy. The closer you get to that obstacle, with your determination, with your open-minded, with your connection with people, like being friendly, provide value to people, you will definitely find someone that will help you. So the road will eventually get clearer when you get close to that cloudiness. Just because people around you, because you have been a great resource to people, they will definitely, you know, be there to assist you, because there's nothing in this life that you want to create or you want to be that no one has kind of put in the idea or see how you can navigate. I mean, even the Facebook, Tesla, whatever, all those things, they've been a car before. Tesla is not the first car, but the only thing is he modified, he kind of change the way it's run, but it's still vehicle, you
Yep.
know. So my point here is that do not let the fear of something, just because you don't know how bad it will turn out, to scare you away from getting into that that business venture, whatever, that service that you're about to deliver to people. Another one is to not be but okay, I already mentioned that, but it's a topic on its own, because it's the energy that keeps it going. You have to keep your burning desire. You have to keep it going, because that desire to get that thing that you need, you have to keep being deliberate. You have to, because you will always feel like, okay, maybe it's time to slow down, or it's time to give up, or maybe if I don't do this anymore, people are not gonna look at me this way or that or this or that. No, matter of fact, the way this life is, the way things, if you observe your environment, the more unique you are, the more steadfast, the more resilient you show, the more dedicated you are, the more people will look at you as, from the beginning, they might look at you as weird and just like overachieving, kind of like that kind of um, perception or view that is demoralizing, or like make you feel like you are overstepping you're overstepping, or you're over putting your hand into dangerous scheme and all that. But at the end of the day, when they start seeing the result, when those people start seeing what you are getting or what is coming out of that investment or services or venture that you created, people will come closer to you. Now they will start to, okay, how can you teach us? How can we learn from this? Now they want to see the secret. Now they want to know, how you are doing it. At first, in the beginning, they have this half mindset of, oh, you're not gonna make it. Another mindset of, well, let's see how far it can go. Another mindset of, okay, it's gonna get burned out. Another mindset of, okay, it's probably gonna run out of money. Another mindset of, okay, the government is probably gonna shut it down because this person is not this or that. Just because that person cannot imagine himself or herself doing something like that, automatically that person is thinking that you cannot do it. But the power that you have is that burning desire that you want to show that person that you are more than capable to navigate, maneuver in this business or in this venture, and you are going to be successful. That alone, it should be a motivation for you, because you are trying to prove to people that yes, you got this. And how do you get this when you don't have the desire, when you don't have the why? Now I'm going back to that why. This, you cannot get it, because if all your why is you want to make money, you want to just do it. No, you won't last. The business won't last, because most of the time the people outside, they are trying to see, okay, how much money is gonna make, or how long is gonna last, because all they are thinking is you want to get into it and make money, and they know that it's very challenging to make money, especially when you are not dedicated, when you don't have your why in place, and your why does not align with the kind of venture or business you set up. So they are just open. Okay, let's see how far you can go or how far she can go. But you can do it. All you have to do is make sure you have a why before you get into it. Do not enter a business because people tell you there's money into it in that business. Be strategic. Be You have to be flexible as well. Now, flexibility is, let me break it down. Let's say you want to get into a business. People used to make maybe 2,000 in that business, but now because the economy, now people make 1,500. Or people used to make 1,000 before. Now people are making 800 or 500. When you are flexible, especially in real estate, you will understand that that 500, it's not forever, because when the economy gets better, the natural or the rule of thumb real estate is that the rent will go up gradually. Now, maybe because of the strategy you are doing, because as we always tell you guys, real estate is large. There are different strategies. So let's say the one you are doing, the economy is affecting a little bit, the economy will get better. Tomorrow, you probably, I don't mean tomorrow, but in the future, you might be you're definitely going to be in a better position, just because when things change, when the economy get better, you will get more revenue. If you already have that flexibility in mind that, okay, I'm going to get into this, I've done my assignment, I've talked to a property manager, he told me it's going to work, and I know even if I'm making so amount now, it's gonna get better, and I'm gonna get appreciation. I'm gonna get tax benefit. I am going to, and this is a path for me to create that generational wealth. I'll get into it while the property is still more, it's still affordable, or it's cheaper before it goes up. And when you do that, the next one, you buy it again. Before you know it, will balance each other. Like real estate, it's a kind of business that it's forgiving. If you make mistake, as long as you are consistent, you keep doing it, it will balance each other. It's like let's say you buy a stock today and it's a little high. As long as you are consistent, you buy different high income stock, all of them will balance each other. Same as real estate. In fact, real estate is better, arguably, because you have appreciation. You can fight depreciation. You can get an equity loan, ELOC and all that against the property and make more money. The tenant is paying your debt. All these benefits. At the end of let's say when you pass, you can put the house in a trust, give it to your heirs, your kids, and all that, and the property, they won't have to pay all the recap depreciation. So by the way, there's something called recap depreciation, but your kids don't have to pay that, because you already put in a trust. Now it's like you already passed through the trust, because it's in a trust and they are the beneficiary of the trust. They don't have to pay that recap depreciation, because all this depreciation as a tax strategy, when you sell the property, The government will try to recap the depreciation. But you put in a trust, there's no recap. So what am I saying here? I'm saying your why has to make sense. Do not let money just be a solo, a sole reason why you want to get into any business or venture. um I've talked about procrastination, burning desire, um, still the same as you have to have energy, burning desire, the energy, the force that push you moving forward. The being not being pessimistic, because if you are very pessimistic, you're gonna scare yourself into not doing anything, because there's always negative thing to anything. The video we're doing right now, the social media we are right now, some people have negative thought about it. And they, in fact, some people, they don't have Facebook, they don't have Instagram, they don't have, what do you call it? WhatsApp, all of that. Some people don't have it. Is there negative? Yes. But what about the positive? What about the impact we are making right now? What about the information we are sharing? What about the information we are receiving? What about the information, the value we are transferring from one another from this social media? What about that? But some people, that negative about that social media has prevent that person or those people from even getting into the social media. So my point here is, let's look at the positive side of everything. The negative side of it, be aware of it. However, do not let, in fact, you should actually work to prevent that negative impact from affecting or derailing your plan, rather than just let it murder your ideas or your goals. So um Ahmed, I think I have mentioned some of this, and I'm not sure if something sparked in your brain, because while I'm giving some of these reasons, because I'm sure there are a lot of reasons. It's sometimes it's very personal, where it's more of religion, it's more of belief, it's more of culture, it's more of my parents said this or my parent didn't do that, so I'm not sure it's the right thing to do. And of course, our parents are smart, intelligent. However, the resources, the environment, the technology is different. Civilization brought more advancement, brought more opportunity that they didn't get. I'm sure they would have loved it if it came, if it was very, apparent and very, very available to them when they were, So, what are other stuff, or what are other factors do you think it's a big deal? It's really negatively affecting people from, or preventing them from moving forward.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all the points that you share with us. I think people are thinking, fearing of other people's judgment is part of it. Thinking they are going to project their their reality on them. You know, just like you mentioned earlier, some people are there just to, you know, just sitting in one corner and looking at you like you are not going to make it, even though they know you are doing the work, you are putting in all the efforts. They are still there looking at you like it's not going to make it. Just give him some time, projecting their reality on you. But you don't have to care about that. Honestly, that will lead me to another point, which is some people right now are somewhere listening to us and they are like, I don't even have a why. How am I going to come up with a why? Why is not something you can just sit down and come up with? The reason why you are doing something today, the reason why you go to school today doesn't just come to you by just sitting down and thinking, you know what? I have to just try and see what the other people are doing in school and see if it is good for me. you're not gonna make it out of that school that way, because if you're gonna face one challenges and you're gonna be like, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going, right? So some people don't have why right now as we speak. How can you come up with it? Which will be, you see those people that are telling you you can't do it, they are your why.
Yep.
They are your reasons. So I tell this to my wife all the time. I told her, when people say you can't do it, that is when I want to do it. That is when I want to go all out and get it done, just not to prove them wrong, but to show them that it is possible. Their limited belief, I want to expand their reality. I want to show them it is doable. It is not something that there's nothing like impossible. Because we haven't do it, because aeroplane that we all jump on today, I'm going to Dallas, I'm going to the airport, airport that we all take pictures at today doesn't exist before at some point. Because the reality of the people that are living at that point doesn't expand to the point of building something that fly on the air. Do you know the person that come up with electricity? The first time it discussed about electricity was stoned. Like, people literally pick up a stone and started stoning him. Look at what electricity has brought us over the years. If we don't have electricity, even though there's nothing like internet without electricity. So people will project their reality on you regardless of what you do. So that doesn't mean it is impossible. But what I want to say with that, those 2 points goes together. Choose them as your enemy, but not a negative enemy. Keep them close so that they keep telling you can't do it. So that will be fueling you, fueling your energy, boosting your morale to get it done. Because now the only person you are going to disappoint is you. But think about the number of people that you are going to show and expand their reality. So basically, I'm not saying if you don't have a why right now, that is okay. That is what I'm saying. So if you don't have a why right now, that is okay. But be attentive to your community, be attentive to your environment, be attentive to your siblings, be attentive to your partner. There will be someone that is actually right now telling you can't do something. Inside you know you can do it because you are the only person that knows your capability. In fact, your capability that you know today is not even your capability. You can actually expand that capability. You can actually learn and grow. Few years back, if someone tell me I'm going to be speaking like this on, the live broadcast, that anybody around the world, all you need to do is tune into our YouTube channel. You can watch me live. If someone tell me I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to say maybe in the next world, right? But here I am sitting down in front of you saying all these things because I do what? I expand my reality. I expand my knowledge. I didn't say no to everything that comes to me. I'm like, okay, how can I do that? That is the question you need to be conversation you need to be having. And if you don't see anybody that can expand your reality next to you, look for them. So these are the reason why a lot of people don't get anything done. They admire those big boys. They admire those big dreams. They admire those freedom. They are tired of what they are doing right now. But you still see them doing that same thing. Reason is because they don't expand their reality. Reason is because they turn smaller every day. Because things that you grow up with, things that you know, will start disappearing. There was a time that the only means of transportation is horse. There was a time that the only means of communication is by letters. Someone dream of me sitting down here saying things to a gadget, and someone across the globe can hear me clearly and reply to me. Someone dream of it. So you need to keep learning, expanding your coast. When you expand your perspective, you expand your reality. That is the only reason that we nobody can tell you otherwise. Once you expand your reality, once you know, you can't unlearn. You cannot unknow it because you already know. But what you don't know, you don't know. It's as easy as that. If you don't know, you don't know. So if you don't have a why as we speak, that is fine. If you have someone that is undermining your potential, that is looking down on you, that is fine. But don't take them as your enemy. Take them as your enemy to project yourself. Take them as your enemy to fuel the energy that is inside you, that is currently sleeping inside you. Take them as the enemy to wake that energy up so that you can learn and expand their reality. Not just expanding your own reality, expand their reality. Because when you do it, everybody wants to associate with you. You be like, oh wow, you did this. Oh wow, you everybody have that experience. When you're actually doing the work, it's boring. Nobody wants to associate with you because it's boring, it's challenging, it's full of obstacles. But when you cross all those things, you get to the other side. Take a good example of this. When you are going to college, how many people actually talk to you when you are going to college? You see how many people come to your graduation? It's everybody. You see how many people say congratulations to you on social media when you graduate? That is how life is. That is how business is. That is how any investment is. I'm generalizing right now, not only real estate, any investment. When you are doing the hard work, when you are buying stock low and you are selling high, when you are buying low, nobody sees you. But the minute you sell high and you cash out those thousands, people will be like, wow, how do you do that? How do you do that? Is the next thing you're going to be hearing. How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that? But when you are doing the real work, it is boring. When Ibrahim, when you get those call at night, when someone call you like, hey, the closing is tomorrow, we have to type this up, the underwriter need this. When you are doing those boring work, nobody want to see it. But when your clients hold your placard like we just closed, everybody's like, wow, Ibrahim is making a lot of money. That is how it is. You just need to get through those boring time to get to your end goal. And how do you get through it? You need those people that tell you you cannot. You actually do. They are not your enemy. They are sent to you by God to push that burning desire inside you and keep that burning going. So we are running out of time. I think this is a good episode that people need to go and watch. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do. But you need a why to be successful in anything. You need a reason. You need a reason, and that reason must be greater than any obstacle that you are going to face. So please make sure you kind of watch this again, digest it, and act on it. You can listen to us from today till next year. If you don't take action, nothing will change. Absolutely nothing will change. Ibrahim, final word before we go, or if people want to reach out
Yeah.
to you, how can they reach you?
Thank you so much. I really want to mention something when you talk about the stock and this. Actually, I want us to do like a comparison because hey, I feel like a lot of people characterize or miss some of the fact that concerning real estate. Like they, like stock you bought it 20 years ago, real estate you bought it 20 years ago. What people look at, they look at the value of the stock today. They look at the value of that house 20 years ago. But what they miss is that there are a lot of opportunity with that single property because 20 years ago it means you pay down all the debt. You've received tax benefit throughout that 20 years. You have appreciation. You can borrow. You don't even have to wait to 20 years. After 5 or 7 years, you can borrow money from that house, buy another one. Before you get to that 20 years, you probably borrow like 5 times for different 5 properties.
Cash flow.
And all of them and cash flow as well. So they just use one single house and they say, oh, this house, I bought it so thousand, so yeah, this one stock, and that's it. No, You cannot look at it that way. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, you cannot, let's forget about the COVID time and everything. You cannot see someone that tells you, I've been doing stock for 10 years. I'm not talking about trader. I'm talking about somebody that just put money in stock and tell you now I am a millionaire. This is, like I said, I'm trying to take out the exception, which is those COVID time where there was just a lot of high risk stock like GameStop, like all those things that will just blow today. In the next 3 weeks, everything crash again. No, we are talking about normal growth. You will not see somebody that will say, okay, I started 10 years, but now I have a lot of stock. I did. It's hard to find. But you can find someone that will tell you, I started real estate 10 years ago, but now I have 20 houses. Now I have 50 houses, whatever. You can find that because you can use one to get to the next one to get to the next one. If your stock is doing well, you want to keep it. You cannot take it again. You are stuck. Like you are done on that side. You keep it there. Because if you take it, then you lose. There's a chance that you're gonna lose that money. But with real estate, when it's doing good, you can actually take that money and go another place again. So it's easier to maneuver and get more. Anyway, I think we'll do comparison, and I would like to take the real estate side. Maybe you take the stock side. Anyway, guys, today it's very interesting. I mean, we want you to know the why because we all have our whys, and I have mine. Made as his own, and it's it's working for us. We are not saying we are millionaires or we are billionaires. We are just saying practically these are the things you need to know. These are the things you need to have so you can be successful and be financially independent. And I'm glad you are here with us. Unfortunately, we are out of time now. So if you want to reach me, 317-728-0213. Again, my name is Ibrahim. Anything concerning real estate, give me a call. Ahmed, if they want to reach you, how can they reach out to you?
Absolutely. My handle is on the direct handle is on the screen. Official Ahmed Lawal. I just opened another Instagram account last night for my management company. Because I want to be posting houses that we onboard. We are onboarding houses now, so I want to be
That's good.
posting those houses so that people can see this is not just story. We actually getting those stuff done. So
Mhm.
yep. So if you want to reach me on my business line is 317-689-7075. That will come directly to me and I will be able to speak to you. Anything real estate really. If I don't know it, honestly, I'm going to link you up with people that knows it. So I'm not like I said on the podcast, we network and we talk to people, other people, and when we see that this is not my animal, I can easily pass it on to someone that I know kills that animal day in day out.
Yeah.
So I can show you who will be able to help you if you reach out. So without further delay, thank you for joining today. Make sure you share our podcast, like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, please do because that is how we reach a lot of people. Thank you for the people that have subscribed so far.
Thank you.
Um, Without further delay, we see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.